This is K5KZK. I'm going to try to demystify programming of the DMR radio in a couple minutes here. And this is going to pertain to the MD-380 for repeater use. So this is going to assume that you already know what DMR is and the basics of it and all that. And you have this entry-level, pretty cheap, good value TYT radio that someone told you to buy. It's a decent radio. It's not a ham radio. It's a business radio, so you can't really do much with it on the front. But so you've got to use the computer. But it's a good value, and you can pick this up cheap because people get frustrated and sell their gear for $50 or $40. You may be able to find one of these from some other person who gave up. So and that's what I did. So that's why I have this particular radio. Anyway, I'm going to make myself smaller here. Put myself down there in the corner. This is the CPS, the programming software for the MD-380. So here it is. This is what you see when you open it. So the first thing you want to do is go to General Setting and put your DMR ID right there where it says Radio ID. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know how long those are, but that's it. There's some other stuff you can change in here, like hang time scan and talk remit tone and all that. But you can, that's all personal preference stuff. There's no saving you have to do in any of this. You can just close it out and it's still there. As you can see, there's the number still in there. So your DMR ID is in there. That's number one. If you don't put that in, it's not going to work at all. You can have everything else right, but you don't have that, so it doesn't, or it'll go somewhere, but it's not going to show up as being you. So then the next thing you want to do is open up digital contacts, and this is where you put your talk groups. So let's say I'm making, I want to have Texas statewide. So let's type TX statewide. Leave it as a group call. The call ID, AKA the talk group number. So 3148. If I can click on it, there we go. 3148. Hit enter. That's it. You've just created your first talk group in your software. Next, expand the zone information. There's going to be a zone 1 already there for you. So name that something. So if you want to use this for a repeater, what I do is name it the call sign of the repeater. That's just what I do. You can name it whatever you want. A lot of people will name it the city that the repeater's in. But in my case, there's several different repeaters in the city of Dallas where I live, so it doesn't work for me. So N4MSE is the repeater that I'm using. It's a great machine. And you can see there's already a channel 1 in this zone, and that's fine. So close it, you just named your zone. And if you wanted to make another zone for another repeater, just right click, add it. It's going to say zone 1 again, you know, and let's say this is the W5EVQ machine, and there you go. So you've got 2 zones now. Next, you want to make a channel, so expand that. You've got channel 1 in there already, so you can use that. Click on it, it opens up. And name the channel something, or you can first change the channel mode to digital, you know that because we're on digital mobile radio, DMR. So that's pretty obvious. And when you go over here, if you forget for some reason, you're going to say, oh, I can't put my talk group in there. It's grayed out. That's what you need to do to fix it. Go to digital. So here's the naming of channels is a thing. So now I've got 2 zones over here, and both of these repeaters have the Texas statewide 3148 talk group in it. So if I just call it, you know, Texas statewide, and I put in the frequency for one repeater, I know that's not a real frequency here, but for our purposes, it doesn't matter. Put the, you know, as much of the repeater call sign in as I can. So let's make this one for MSE, the N4 MSE repeater right there. So I'll put Texas statewide MSE just so I know where it's going to go. You've got your receive and your transmit, just like an analog repeater. That's RF. You need that. That's it. You can change the timeout timer. You can change the power level of the channel, and then other stuff in there too. Emergency system, leave it at none. Contact name over here. This is where you select your talk group. So go down to Texas statewide, group list, don't worry about it. The color code will be on RepeaterBook along with the frequencies and the talk groups that this repeater has. So usually it's color code 1. That's what I see a lot out there, but it goes up to 15. It just depends on what the repeater owner is using. It's kind of like the PL tone of the DMR world. And then you've got repeater slot. That's the time slot. You'll see that abbreviated as TS, like TS1, TS2. Color code, you'll see CC1, CC9, whatever it is. So there's 2 time slots. And let's say this one's on time slot 2. That's it. There's nothing more down there. That's all analog stuff. You don't have to click add. If you click add, you'll create another channel. So you can just, it saves as you go, just close it. So now if I go back to the N4 MSE zone, I've got that Texas statewide MSE in there already because that channel 1 was already in that zone. But if I go here and either right click and hit add, or if I open this channel and go down here and hit add, either way, it's going to create that new channel. So let's call this one, TX statewide for the EBQ repeater. And this is going to have different frequencies, of course. There you go. Switch it to digital. Give it that contact, same talk group, in just a different repeater. And this one, maybe it's on color code 9, and it's on repeater slot 1. And so now we see I have the Texas statewide for the WEBQ machine, W5 EBQ machine right here. And I don't want to add that to my N4 MSE zone, of course, so I can open up the zone of W5 EBQ, put it over there. All right, so that's it. That's all you've got to do. The next thing is get your cable out, connect it to the radio, plug it in, figure out what COM port it's on, and then either go to program and write the data or hit the red arrow to write the data to the radio. Hit OK, it's going to go through its progress bar, and you'll see it's finished. That's it. You just made a code plug. So it's not hard at all. The DMR does not have a high barrier to entry. It's not difficult. You don't have to be a wizard to do it. I will want to make this video for a little while just because I've seen a bunch of stuff on Facebook and different groups saying, oh, DMR is so crazy and hard to do, but it's not. That's just the way it is. Like, sorry, it's not hard. So if you turn your radio on, after you have it in there, you're going to see, man, I wish this camera was better. It's just my laptop camera. You can barely see it. And so N4 MSE, and you've got the Texas statewide talk group in there. And if I key up on it, it says K5, KZK, and no one's going to be there, but yeah, it worked. So I hope that helps. Go get a DMR radio. It's fun.